Hey yo, this is another episode of the Steven from the Old Time Podcast. Listen to my dad, he's awesome.
Welcome to a new episode of Steven from the All Time Podcast, the Clash at the Castle episode. I am your host, the Ayatollah of Hip Hop, the whole goddamn show, the Radar podcaster, and one half of the podcast tag team champions of the world with my co-host this evening.
Hey, what's up, all-timers? You already recognize the voice. It's the legend killer of podcasting. It's the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. Big Cheese in the house.
And of course, your favorite co-host, the vanguard of the podcast universe, the Black Eric Bischoff, the other half of the podcast tag team champions of the world, the man with all the belts, everything you already know is me, Trap All Time. And once again, I am better than you, and you know it.
and we're the podcast that brings you nothing but hip hop and wrestling all combined in one. Right, boys?
Yes.
That's correct.
Clash at the Castle review. We're here. Hasn't been too long, but let's get down to it right away. Trap, I know we're going to get into it for the women's matches. I know you're excited. Okay. I don't want to spend too much time on that because it wasn't great at all.
Listen, Io Sky wasn't there, so it doesn't matter. So,
I told you would say that.
You know what tomorrow is? Monday Night Io. Come on.
It's true. So, Clash of the Castle, Glasgow, Scotland. Did I pronounce it right?
Glasgow, Scotland. Yeah.
Glasgow, Scotland. Almost 12,000 people.
Yep. Sold out.
I love what they did, by the way. I love how it wasn't a big entrance and they added more space for the fans. I love that Triple H is doing that.
Yep.
It's something great that they're trying to bring more people in.
It's kind of looking more indies, giving more indie vibes, but very upscale. You could tell, but I like that though. They're not doing the whole big jumbotron no more, taking up space. Yeah, let's be close to the fans. Let the fans be close again. I like that.
Yeah,
so that's good. It's giving the experience.
And there was something else that was missing. Did you guys notice no fireworks, no big entrances?
No right.
So you know what? It was good. It was a nice atmosphere. It was good to see. Like you mentioned,
sometimes less is more.
Exactly. I want to get through the women's matches first, so we could spend time on the three big matches. Actually, two big matches, but there was something really good that stuck out to me with Clash of the Castle. And that was the way they started it and the way they ended it.
Oh, yes, I enjoy it. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay, they started off with the I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. But I don't want to start there. Let's start with the women's matches, get them out of the way. We had
so misogynistic. Let's get them out of the way.
Absolutely. Look, it was fucking boring matches. Let's be honest.
We really don't like women matches.
These weren't
we really don't like women wrestling.
You could call me out every episode.
Cornette.
I am Jim Cornette at his finest. These were boring women's matches. Let's be honest with each other. This is not what I wanted to see. I like Bayley, but this wasn't a good match.
Right.
We're gonna be honest with each other, boys. We had Bayley versus Piper Niven.
Piper Niven.
Okay. It was a stale match. It was slow pace. There was nothing happening. It was for the women's heavyweight or just the women's
title.
Okay.
The women's title, yeah.
Trap, take it away, please, because this is your specialty and also for calling me out. You love the women's matches.
I do like the women's matches.
So there you go. It's all yours. The floor is yours.
The floor is all mine. All right. Since I'm the women's wrestling specialist on the show.
Absolutely.
So we have Bayley versus Piper Niven for the WWE title. They had a little feud going on, but a little story going on from the match. So whatever. They finally get the match going. Like Steven said, it was kind of slow moving. I didn't really see any chemistry going in between them. I feel like Bailey was trying to lead, but she couldn't. She couldn't lead Piper Nivens nowhere. There was just no movement, no flow, and that's what you got from the match. You just got a pretty much stiff, boring. I'm not gonna. You're not gonna move. I'm not gonna move. And then, yeah, that was it. That was pretty much the match. And then Chelsea Green tried to add some excitement to it and help interfere. She was really the highlight of the match. Chelsea Green,
Yeah.
her getting kicked out and then coming back with the mask on. I thought that was pretty awesome. I knew Piper Nivens wasn't gonna win anyway, but yeah, they just didn't have any chemistry. But the funny thing is, Piper Niven is actually good in the ring, like if you see it with other people. But I don't know what it was with her and Bailey. They just didn't mesh, and it just wasn't a good match.
Derek?
Yeah, I think I'm going to add the Trap's point. I think Chelsea Green is probably one of the most underrated female superstars there. And I'm not talking about her ability in the ring. She is a little bit more limited in the ring, but it's the value on camera that she adds is really good. She always steals the show, whether she's on the mic or whether she's just doing shenanigans next to the ring. You're captivated by what she's doing, and she does it in such a natural way that like you buy into it. She's a character, like a real character. But I think I agree with Trap. It definitely wasn't my favorite match. But I'll shout out Piper Niven for this being her first, I believe, her first championship match. To do so in front of 12,000 of her fans in her country, a lot of people could crumble under the pressure. And I think for a wrestler of her stature, I think she did really well. I'm actually not going to blame Piper Niven at all for the match happening the way that it was. I think, like Trap said, it was a lack of chemistry, and I think that's on both superstars, not just on one. But Piper Niven, the fact that she did this in front of her home crowd, I gotta shout it out, because honestly, she didn't look great, but she definitely didn't look terrible. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with her going forward. But I do think that this was an acceptable match, and I was surprised because at first I didn't think Piper Niven would be able to deliver, and she delivered, in my opinion, which was an average match, but she did it in front of pay-per-view crowd in front of everyone. So shout out to her. And I said that to Steven when we were watching it. I'm like, good on her for not choking on the moment. So, and there was less botches in that match than there was in the other female match. So let's get
to the next match, the other women's match.
Yes, sir.
There was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the women tag team champions, versus, I have no idea. Please continue. I have no idea.
Dawn and Alba Fire.
And Zoe Stark and
Shayna Baszler.
I know those two, but the other two, where are they from? They're from NXT.
They're from they're from NXT, and then they were in NXT UK.
Okay.
Went to NXT, then they got signed to the main roster.
Yeah.
In that tag team, but one of them used to be the women's UK NXT champion.
Yeah, that's correct.
And they ended up winning.
Yes,
they
did. In their hometown.
That's correct.
Okay. Now the match itself, I'm not a big fan of triple threat tag matches. I'd rather see an original tag team match or a fatal 4-way tag team match. That's way more interesting.
I have a question for you, actually.
Yeah, go.
Is it because you feel like there's too much going on, or is it because of the superstars that were in the ring at that time, and you feel like they lacked the knowledge of wrestling on how to pull that off?
Well,
because we've seen triple threat tag team matches with really good tag teams, like male tag teams, and there's a good flow to it and it works well. Do you just feel like it's because it's something that the women tend to not do?
No, the lack of those type of matches is what hurt the match. And I find that it's not that there's too much going on. I find that there's no flow to it. there's missing a flow to it. Even when the men's division does it, I find that there's missing a flow as to where there's a fatal four way or just a regular one
Full
on one.
tornado tag.
Yeah, there's more
Right.
to it. It's more of there's more happening, but it flows together. You know what I mean? It's either two of them on the same side against one, or they're all in the ring just going at it. There's more of a flow. It's that flow to it. Look, those the two from England from NXT, they were the best.
Scotland.
Scotland, they were the best out of all of
They're
them,
actually good. Yeah, because they're actually pretty good wrestlers. Yeah.
right?
Alba Fire. Yeah. Aladon and Alba Fire is actually pretty good.
And I've never seen them fight
You know,
before, and it sucks
oh,
because I
see,
had
that's
no idea
why.
who they were, and they were interesting in the ring. They knew what they were doing.
You gotta
They
watch
had
NXT.
they had a lot more athleticism to them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we need to talk about the botches in the match because it's all over the place. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram. People are shitting on people.
People need to relax. Botches happen sometimes.
Yeah. Let's spit some facts right now. Like, you're a wrestling fan until you step foot between those fucking ropes. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm sorry to say. Listen,
you're right.
You guys are listening to us, and I
happen.
appreciate just clicking in. But keep in mind that if you know what you're talking about, but you don't know what you're doing. Until you get in there and you step foot between those ropes and you have to do what they have to do, understand that mistakes are going to happen. This happens fast in front of a lot of people. Shit like that's going to happen. It's inevitable that botches are going to happen in a wrestling ring. All I'm glad is that they recovered from those botches very well. There was a moment where it was a little shaky because it was one botch and then 30 seconds there was another one later. However, everyone got a level head, went back to what they were supposed to do, and no one, that's the big thing, no one got hurt.
Absolutely.
That's the big thing. Now, we can say whatever we want about who caused the botches or whatever the case may be, but let's keep in mind that these types of matches don't happen often, and we just said there's a lot going on, and when there's a lot going on, there's a lot of chances of shit hitting the fan. So they're going to get better. They're going to learn from this. They're going to figure out a way to have this kind of thing not happen again, and they'll move on from it. That's what they do. They're professionals. Let them be professionals, and let's just watch it and enjoy watching it rather than shitting on athletes and on matches.
I need to add to your point, Derek.
Love that rant.
Thank
you, Derek, for that.
What I want to add is a lot of the people watching it now are guys like us or a bit older. So we're in a different age bracket now to where we have our phones. We tend to be more critical about things. But I watch a lot of old wrestling, the 90s, the 2000s. We tend to forget that there was a lot of botches back then as well.
Hell yes.
Dude, go watch a Doink the Clown match against fucking Crush.
So
and not
botches.
just Doink the Clown. Triple H had botches. The Diesel had botches. Hulk Hogan had botches. Shawn Michaels, Lesnar had botches.
Hurt his back when he flipped over the casket. He landed too much on his back on the casket and hurt his back from it. Botches
so much.
happen.
Like Mick Foley botches. Kane
it's a
botches.
result of the quality. That's the thing. You don't notice those botches in the old school matches because the athletes of back then were not as talented as the athletes were back then. I mean, the athletes back then, they were out partying, they were out doing their things. The athletes nowadays, those WWE superstar nowadays, they live and breathe professional wrestling. I'm not saying that there isn't some that do the partying and that kind of jazz. It's not what I'm saying. But these guys and gals are on the road 300 days a year. They're professionals. They know they got to put up matches. They're not out partying all night. They're really talented athletes, and they're taking much better care of their bodies than the athletes back then were. Like Steven said, you go and you watch a match back in the day. Some of those were rough. Those botches were rough. Listen, we saw Vince McMahon try to slide into a ring and tear both his quads.
I know, right? Come on
now.
We've seen a lot of those stunners get botches too. Let's not forget a lot of those stunners.
Pedigrees.
Right, pedigrees. Come on. A lot of pedigrees and stunners got botches. So let's calm down.
Yeah. But to get back to the match overall, yes, there were botches. They recovered. That's what mattered.
Right.
Was
They
it
recovered
was it a
professionally.
highlight stealing match? It was not. We got
I
new
feel like
champions. Let's see where it
without the
goes.
botches, it would have been good because the spots were spot on. That Bianca Belair spot that she does when she I love that spot
Yeah,
when
it's
she's
good.
on the ropes and then she backflips. It's like, yo, I love that spot a lot. Like she gets away with that a lot. And I feel like if it wasn't for the botches, overall, it would have been a good match without the
Mhm.
botches. I feel like because the way they recovered from it so professionally was just amazing. Like even when Jade flew off the rope and slipped, the way she just got back up, boom, press slam, boom, another press slam, then boom, power bomb. I was like, oh, okay, boom. And then again, my favorite part, the fucking Samoan drop and the fall away slam. I was like, yo, how do you do that? I never
Yeah.
seen nothing like that. I'm like, yo, Jade is on a so like if you watch the match, like you kind of forget the botch because what she did after that, like without people reminding you on Twitter, like you forget the botch. Like you forget that she even tripped because it's like, holy shit, a Samoan drop and a fall away slam. You had one person on your back
Yeah.
and the other person in your front is like, whoa.
That was a good spot.
Like,
That's mad power.
mad powers. So it was great. It was good.
So the home,
You know,
so the hometown girls came away with the champions.
of course, I knew they were gonna do
Yeah.
that, which is good.
I don't mind it. New
I don't mind it
champions.
because it's actually good.
I like when different champions after 2 months, 3 months
Yes.
of holding the
All of
belt. It
these
just keep
long reigns.
it
Yes.
keeps something consistent going on. Different people can hold the
And
belt. It gets
I
it
like
more.
this too because those belts are defended across all three brands. That's the only
Yes.
belt that's defended across all three brands. I feel like they should do that with all the belts, but whatever. That's just me. Because then you have more people to fight, but whatever.
But that's a very good point because the reason why we didn't know about the two ladies that won is because they were in NXT and they don't wrestle on the main roster. But now, if those NXT superstars are wrestling across three brands, maybe we're going to get to discover more tag team wrestlers and more female wrestlers, and then having those belts start cycling. We spoke about it before on the other podcast. We want our champions to start changing. We want our
NXT. They got another female belt for NXT.
Yeah,
already a North American female
Good.
belt. They don't have just one now.
good.
So
Let's
that's
keep it
good.
going.
Yeah.
So next match.
Yep. Your favorite. Is
Oh,
it going to
we're-
be your favorite?
Your favorite, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable.
Is that the one you're going
Your
for?
favorite match?
No, I
Is
was
that
gonna
the
go
one
for the
you-
next one, but you guys mentioned it. So Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn
favorite-
for the
your
50th
Take it away,
time.
Stephen. Take it away, Stephen.
Yes,
You're
take
ready.
it
You're
away,
primed.
Steven.
I
Yes,
see it
you're
in your
ready.
eyes. You got the glisten.
You're ready. Yes, you're ready. You're oiled up for this.
They're
Hey,
doing
yo.
they're doing something that they want to just push Sami Zayn, and I figured it out yesterday. I was sitting
is it?
down. I didn't tell you, Derek, because I was waiting to record with you. Because by the way, Derek was over. We called you.
Oh no,
Chad.
I seen it. Yeah, you called me.
Um,
Next, what's the next event? I gotta come over for the next event, bro.
come for SummerSlam.
What's the
Just
next-
drive down for SummerSlam.
When is SummerSlam?
August.
August.
All right. I might have to come down there.
Just
I
come
might
down.
fly up there. I'm gonna fly up there.
Just come down. You have a place
I'm
to
gonna
stay.
fly. Yeah, I'm gonna fly
But
up
so Chad Gable, Sami Zayn. So I know something about Sami Zayn, what they're doing with him. They're trying to push him for the next couple of months, where he's going to lose the championship belt to Braun Breaker.
You think so?
Yeah, because right
Is
now
that
what's
the-
happening with Braun Breaker is running through everyone. Okay, everyone.
So-
Ricochet, Dragunov. He's gonna run through a couple of more people. Sami Zayn right now, his feud with Chad Gable is completely done. He won the match last night. Chad Gable is not gonna get another championship shot at the belt. There's no way he's getting this IC championship. It is done. It's 4 times that he faces Sami Zayn. It's game over. Chad
Even at the
Gable,
end of the match, Sami Zayn went like this. You're done. You're done. There's no more for you.
okay. Chad Gable is going to be put on the shelf, never to be spoken about again, or he's got to get
He's
drafted
gonna be
to
with the he's
SmackDown.
gonna be with the Creed brothers.
To get what belt? What belt are they going to give him? They ain't going to give him
I
any
don't
more
know.
belts. So
They're gonna have
so
him manage the World Tag Team Championships.
they want
Yeah.
Sami Zayn to lose the championship belt at a big pay-per-view against an up-and-comer. Chad Gable is not their up-and-comer
They
anymore.
could have had
It's Braun Breaker.
They could have had Braun Breaker versus Chad Gable. That would have been more good. That would have been a better
Yes.
match to me if you ask me. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're waiting until SummerSlam. Like I said, maybe they. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna continue the feud and then make it something weird, and then he's gonna lose at SummerSlam. I'm telling you, that's what I think. And
What's
then
gonna
they're gonna put the
happen?
tag, and then they're gonna put the tag titles on the Creed brothers, and that's gonna be a new fraction.
No, I don't agree.
I'm
Braun
telling you.
Breaker will not.
And
This
then
is what's
Braun
gonna
Breaker's
happen.
gonna scare the
Braun
shit out of
Breaker,
Chad Gable.
Braun Breaker
You
is
just want Brad Breaker. You know, I know what it is. Steven just wants Braun Breaker to destroy Sami Zayn like he did Ricochet. That's what it is. That's why he said that. He think he's slick because he don't like Sami Zayn. So he wants Sami Zayn to be thrown into the fucking RV, the truck, and slammed onto the car. That's what you want. You want that to be Sami Zayn from Braun Breaker.
to your point. Braun Breaker
Yeah.
will not be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He's gonna get even more pissed.
Right.
And he's gonna say that he wants a title shot to Sami Zayn, and they're gonna have no choice but to give it to him.
But
And
why
it's
is
gonna
he
be on
doing
the
that?
big
What if he be like,
stage, SummerSlam.
I want a shot against Damian Priest.
He's got to win the Money in the Bank.
Why he gotta go? Why he can't go get the big dog? Why he
You
gotta go to the
can't.
IC title?
You can't make him go get that big heavyweight
I know.
championship just yet. He needs to be the IC
Why not?
champion.
They did it to Braun Breaker. I mean, Brock Lesnar.
No, Brock Lesnar. Didn't Brock Lesnar win the US title?
But that was like after.
No, I
So-
think it was before. But anyways,
Before?
that being said, Sami Zayn won't have the belt past SummerSlam. It's done.
Okay.
It's over.
I think they're gonna have him lose on Money in the Bank.
Against
Braun
Chad
Breaker.
Gable.
a Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Really?
Hometown.
'Cause
Hometown.
Because
He's Canadian. They're gonna have him lose in Canada, so that way, like that, they're making sure that the guy who beats him in Canada is gonna be like a massive heel, because Sami Zayn is gonna lose in front of like his people, and I think that pushes the guy who's gonna beat him over. The same, we'll get to the final match of the evening, but the same way that they just did what they did in Scotland, I think they're gonna do that in Money in the Bank.
Look, the faster he loses the belt, the happier I'll be. And
We
if
know.
he loses the belt to Braun Breaker, then I'm even happier. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping at night. I'm waking up in a great mood. It was a mediocre match.
Yeah,
There was too much
Yeah, it was
Chad
a-
Gable focusing on
and
Otis.
Otis and Maxine.
Yeah.
Maxine Dupree is hot, by the way. I just
By the
wanna
way,
say
did
that.
you see her
She is
jugs?
hot.
Were they
She's
sticking out?
I don't know, but she was hot. I was watching with my cousin, and I know he kept saying, he's like, "Who is she?" You're like, she looked bad good. He's like Sable.
Oiled up
I was like, calm
jugs.
down. I
Oiled
was
up
like, turn your
jugs.
horny down, bro. I was like, turn your horny down, please.
Can we please get to the next two matches? The first match of the evening and the last match of the evening. I was so happy that they started off the event
Mhm.
with Cody Rhodes versus
surprised.
AJ Styles in an I Quit match.
I was surprised, but then I was like, oh, yeah, I like that.
Derek, you liked it, no?
yeah, I liked it. For me, though the match overall was good, I wish it was just a bit shorter. It did go on for quite a while, which I understand. It's an I Quit match. I understand that. I think the match overall was good
Mhm.
until the end.
Yes, I got to say something about that.
Like I think the match overall was good. I think you have two extremely talented wrestlers. I think they took some nasty bumps. They took some big hits, respectively. Like they
Mhm.
both took a lot.
Can
But
we talk
then-
about the brainbuster quick that
Sure.
AJ Styles gave
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes? He gave him two brainbusters.
Mhm.
That was nasty.
The one on the table, you heard me scream. I was like, "What the fuck? Is he dead?"
That was
That
nasty.
brainbuster on the fucking announce table.
It was crazy.
I thought he snapped his neck. I
That's
was
nasty.
like, and Derek, get back to your point. I'm gonna say it later on. Get back to your point. Sorry, I had to interrupt.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, both of them took nasty hits. I think Cody took the most of that trauma, made him bleed. Really happy the WWE didn't turn that to black and white. And then the finish, which if you're tuning in, you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, let us tell you. We had handcuffs, and we had Cody Rhodes handcuff AJ Styles to the ropes and in the corner, and then threatened to hit him with the steel steps, to which AJ Styles, who didn't want to get hit with the steel steps, and said, I quit.
I quit.
To which Cody Rhodes still proceeded to hitting him with the steel steps. But they also took much nastier bumps during the whole match.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of an odd way to sort of finish that match in any way, shape, or form. Like, you didn't end up with like a guy like bloodied and bruised. You end up with a guy that was just afraid and said, I quit. Yeah. So it was an interesting sort of finish. I didn't understand. I don't know why they did it that way, but I feel like Trap wants to say something, so I'll let Trap get to it. But for me, it was odd.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That was kind of odd. What was odd for me was they kept saying that you gotta say I quit. Because I remember I quit matches before. If the person passed out or you waved their hand, they quit. Like, I seen it with Stone Cold. Like, he never said he quit. He just passed out when he was in the sharpshooter.
That's why he never lost. But
yeah. Right. So he lost the I quit match because he passed out. I feel like they could have did that with this match with all the bumps and stuff they were taking. But I noticed they kept saying like, oh, he must say I quit. He must say I quit. I'm like, why? If you make it more dramatic, like, oh, should he beat him like till he passed out? He quit. Like, that's it. Like, I didn't understand the whole make him say he quit. So that way, when it ended like that, I was just like, that's kind of odd. It would have been better if they would have just beat each other, like you said. Somebody took a nasty bump, or even a submission where they just passed out, and they were like, "Oh, it's over. He quit."
But it almost happened. We had Cody Rhodes pass out. At that point, why not just make it a no contest? AJ Styles wins, but because he didn't get him to say I quit, they have to do a rematch. Now you're setting up, right?
Right. You could set up that way too, or you could make it the other way, and then AJ Styles be like, I didn't never said I quit. You know what I mean? Like, either way, you could have went either way with it. But so that was my only issue with the match. Like, I didn't like that way it ended like that. It's like, oh, I quit. I'm like, really, the stairs? And then he still hit him with it, and just like, come on.
Or at that finish, if you're still gonna have Cody Rhodes hit him with the steel steps, why just not turn Cody Rhodes heel and have him put a whooping on AJ Styles? You know, you could do that because he had that little look in his eyes of like, I want to beat him really bad. He should have just done that and then shock the whole entire crowd in there and just absolutely go heel. I know I would have loved to see that. I know Steven would have loved to see that too. What about you, Steve? What'd you think?
Of course.
I enjoyed it. I was looking forward to this match. This was my looking forward to match for the whole event. I'm happy they started with it. They gave me that boost of energy I needed. Look, I gotta say this. As much as I find Cody Rhodes on the mic is just bland, and I just can't get into it, and I just find him just too cheesy on the mic, do I love this guy in the ring? Like, I really do enjoy watching him in the ring. And there was a time where I didn't like Cody Rhodes. I would say probably when he was with Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase, and then when he became Stardust and all the other people. But there was something about him that since he came back, he's just there's more of a, I'm gonna put it all out. I'm gonna do everything I can to make these matches worth it for the fans. This guy gives a fuck. He gives a shit about putting on a good show for the people.
I think it was him leaving, that's why.
And being in New Japan, being in AEW, being in Ring of Honor made him who he is today, because he was able to do what he wanted, go out there, put his body on the line, put on 5-star matches, and give the fans what they wanted. He taught himself how to do that. And look at him now. He's putting on fucking phenomenal matches.
He's a star. He's the most overstar of the biggest promotion in the world. Like, and he's over in the entire world. Like, when he comes out, no matter where he is, the standing ovation.
That crowd kept singing even after the music was done.
After the music, singing the whole song. It just, you can't deny Cody Rhodes right now. I think I might go see them at Jacob Javits. They're having Fanatics Wrestling Week over here in Manhattan.
Can you
Yeah, that's
go?
I
right.
think it's August. It's in August something, but
Can you
I,
go?
I yeah, I could go. Bianca Belair is gonna be here. Rhea Ripley, Hogan. They
Punk,
just added
McIntyre.
Punk, McIntyre. Yeah, it's
Really?
August. Yeah, it's August. I'm gonna send you the link for the tickets. If I get some tickets, yeah, I'm gonna go.
You
And then
definitely need to
SummerSlam is
go.
when. And then SummerSlam is when. I'll probably come up there for
August
SummerSlam.
5th,
Is it
6th.
that early? Oh, all right.
We'd have to
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
Google it. I'll look it up.
But we saw last night the AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Ring of Honor Cody Rhodes last night, and it was
Stop
amazing to see.
bringing up AEW. Stop bringing them up, man. All right?
He made himself there. He made a character for himself there, and it's just a, a growth in his character, and this is where he is now. It's amazing. It's just amazing to see, and being able to do it with AJ Styles. AJ Styles is just great.
Man.
It's interesting that you say that AEW made Cody Rhodes a star. It's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting because what made everyone tune into AEW was the fact that he tore it up in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right.
Had he not torn it up in New Japan Pro Wrestling and he would have started AEW, no one would have cared.
Exactly.
But because when he left the WWE, he put in the work in New Japan, that's what
And in
made
the
AEW.
Indies.
Good point.
Right.
Good point.
And in the Indies.
I just
You
find
forgot
that
he went on the indie circuit too again. He tore up a lot of those indie
Yeah.
circuits and New Japan. And then people were like, oh shit, I gotta see Cody Rhodes.
I'm not
I gotta-
overshadowing what he did
I mean,
in
yeah, of
AEW
course,
in any
what
way,
he did
shape, or
in
form.
AEW. Right.
But if he hadn't put in the work, like Chap said, in the Indies and in the New Japan Pro Wrestling, it wouldn't have mattered if Cody Rhodes would have started AEW. AEW would have probably failed. But the
And
fact that he
it
went
didn't
from
even
we
know
have
that-
sausage and midgets,
Right.
the fact that he went from that was the greatest thing, by the way. Sausage and midgets, the greatest line of all time. I want that on a t-shirt. It's amazing. But the fact that he started AEW after that, that's what sold him.
but
And
I
then
don't
even
think
after a while, they turned on him in AEW.
Mhm.
I don't think the WWE would have wanted Cody Rhodes back if he didn't have those years in AEW, where he was able to showcase what he could really do on the mic.
Mm,
Probably on the mic, and I think
probably
they probably felt
Storyline
like
Cody Rhodes.
storyline, yeah.
yeah.
Because he held it up. And also, I think they're thinking about the future. You know, Cody Rhodes is not going to do this forever. He started a company, managed a company. I mean, what's preventing him from down the line whenever he decides to retire from professional wrestling in the ring? He's going to become a producer. He's going to work with talent in WWE, and then you're going to have a superstar team over there. I already think he's working on creative too. So, yeah, he got that in AEW, and good for him.
Did you see that pop when he came back at WrestleMania to find Seth Rollins?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, that was a crazy match.
Mm-hmm.
So Cody Rhodes came out as the winner, of course. Stood on the steps and started screaming.
You're not on my level. Get on my level.
Yeah,
I like
my
that.
level.
I like that.
Yeah,
But-
my level.
But I don't want to play devil's advocate, but I got to hold it up. I am the legend killer after all. Feels
Mhm.
very odd that he goes onto a pay-per-view at the end of a match, gets on steel steps and says, you need to get on my level right after, what is it, 2 weeks, a week after MJF went, I'm better than you and you know it.
Mhm.
Listen,
Mhm.
it seems like it's a lot of the same thing. I'm just
They
saying.
need to open that forbidden door, man, and let AEW and WWE. Tony Khan gotta chill.
Please.
They already know how to do it. Whichever one goes on the other person's promotion, they lose. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You see how Jordan Grace came to NXT, she lost. And then when Roxanne went over to TNA, she lost. That's how you do it. You to figure out who wins and losses. You come on my promotion, you lose. I go in there, you lose. Because they already got the forbidden door open with everything else. WWE.
Best thing that can happen. The best thing that can happen. And I'm throwing this in the magical wishing well.
Mm-hmm.
I want one pay-per-view a year. Survivor Series. AEW, WWE. Let's fucking go.
Mm.
That's all I want. Either that or you do a whole invasion angle
games.
like whenever they did like WWE and ECW.
Yeah. War games.
Spicy.
Do a whole war games like that. They already got New Japan, TNA, Forbidden Door. Let's do all of it. Fuck it. Let's go. Can you
So
imagine? That'd be so fucking amazing, bro.
so we know who Cody Rhodes' new opponent is
Who?
for Money in the Bank
Solo
or SummerSlam.
Sikoa?
That was amazing.
Solo Sikoa?
I loved how Cody Rhodes was going to the back, put up the belt,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden you just see Solo Sikoa come out and just start clapping. And then they come and attack him. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens come to his
I like
aid.
how the
A little bit of that.
see
I like how the announcer's like, I didn't even know he was here. It's like, come on, he was there on SmackDown. SmackDown is in the same place. Cut it out.
Did
I
you
like how I know they gotta keep caving. I didn't even know he was here.
did you see Randy Orton after
Looking
he
at that
helped
belt?
after he
I
helped
know,
Cody
right?
Rhodes? Look at the belt. When he was putting up Cody Rhodes' arm, he just gave that stare to the belt.
You getting heel Randy Orton?
Randy Orton
Mm.
versus
And
Cody
then-
Rhodes,
and
SummerSlam.
he wins the belt one more time,
Yep.
And then
and
that's
then
good.
becomes the greatest of all time.
That could be a long feud. So Cody Rhodes is probably gonna face Solo at Money in the Bank. There's gonna be a back and forth there, and I really, really do think that Orton is gonna get a title shot, and that title shot, he's gonna win it, but he's gonna turn on Cody right before he gets the title shot, and it's just gonna make a feud for 5 months. This is gonna be like a Triple H Stone Cold feud, a Rock Stone Cold feud. They need to do something like that. If Randy Orton could fucking put up with Cody Rhodes in the ring. If he can. We'll
Now,
see.
how do you think they're going to build that up?
It's gonna be tough because right now, because Solo came out, Solo's gonna have to something's gonna have to happen with the bloodline and Cody Rhodes, and the bloodline and Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Does Orton just turn right away? Do they have 1 month of a feud?
Maybe they do like 3-on-3 tag team match.
Yeah,
The
that's gonna
baby faces win. Everyone gets their hand raised. RKO to close the show, holding the belt. See you at SummerSlam.
That could be good.
That could be very good. I take my money. I'm in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Derek, you're gonna take it away for the last match, the match that you've been waiting for your whole entire life.
Not exactly, but I will say this before I even get going into the actual gist of the match itself.
Main event.
Match of the night by far. So of course we
I
had
thought so too.
Of course, we had Damian Priest, the world heavyweight champion, who has been called a paper champion, a transitional champion, going up against
Bisexual Undertaker.
I was just about to say the transsexual Undertaker.
Bisexual.
It is Pride Month, so let's go.
Yeah.
Fighting against the hometown hero, the Scottish psychopath, the Scottish warrior, whatever you want to call him, Drew McIntyre. What a match! What a match! We'll address the big elephant in the room after, but I think the way Drew came out with the band, the pop he got from the crowd, the pop that Damian got from the crowd, we knew Damian was going to be hated, and he really leaned into it. There was a point where like he flipped a finger to the crowd, and the crowd was just all over it. That worked really, 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 really well. Then we have to address, there was a moment in the match where a pretty scary moment. We don't really see a lot of botches like that often, but there was a moment in the match where I think Damian Priest went to do a springboard off of the middle rope onto Drew McIntyre, who was on the apron, and he got his leg tangled between the middle rope and the top rope. So we never know in wrestling what is real and what was planned. from our eyes, and I can speak for Steven and myself because we were in the same room when we were watching this. It did not look scripted. It didn't look like that was part of the plan. As soon as it happened, we saw Drew McIntyre get up right away and sort of like just go and check on Priest and speak to the referee. And then the referee was trying to push up. Drew McIntyre went in the ring, tried to pry those ropes, didn't work. And then he had to lift Priest up for him to clear his leg. And from that point on, the match slowed down dramatically. We had an exchange while they were on the mat. We could tell that the pace of the match had slowed down greatly. But with that being said, they still delivered a hell of a match. Both of them went at it. It was really good. And then the finish.
Even with the botch, it didn't look like a botch because the way he went over to check on him, he still like kind of hit him and then he was still kicking him. So he still kind of fed into it like, all right, you got, like, you know what I mean? Like you got stuck.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It still you couldn't really tell. So that's good. That's good. What you call it? Acknowledgement and awareness in the ring. So that's good.
Absolutely, because we saw him communicate. We saw him communicate.
We saw them communicate. Yeah.
The referee went straight to Priest. I think Priest told him, you know what, like let's keep this going. The ref told McIntyre he wants to keep going, but then they communicated. Priest probably told him, listen, I'm hurt. You're gonna have to take care of me for the rest of the match. And I think Drew McIntyre did a fantastic job. And then he sort of started putting a beating on Priest a little bit. We had a whole tangle with the ref. Ref got hurt. We'll say hurt. We'll put it that way. On the apron, Drew McIntyre double claymores Damian Priest. They have to call a ref. There's a ref running down.
I love that camera angle, bro.
The camera angle was fantastic.
Because I did not know who it was, but then I knew, but I didn't. I was just like, yo.
When they took that camera angle and we saw Drew McIntyre pinning Priest, the crowd is counting behind him. We're at least at like a 13 count at this point. And there's a referee that just slides into the ring, slick back hair, salt and pepper look. He's got some Jordans on.
Yep.
And then 1, 2, stops counting and just points at 2, only to reveal that it's CM Punk. And Drew McIntyre saw a demon. And he got so upset. He's like, yeah, it's me now. To which Drew McIntyre then puts his hands on Punk. Punk sucker punches and kicks him in the nuts. And then Damian Priest ends it all with the chokeslam, the South of Heaven chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest retains the championship, and Drew McIntyre was pissed. It was fantastic. The storytelling in this, amazing. One of the best main events I've seen in a pay-per-view in a long time. Hands down to both of them. Great.
It's a cinema, folks.
Did CM Punk look like the devil? I saw the horns coming out of his fucking scalp. It was, and just that look. To me, the whole running to the ring, because you saw there was like a big camera angle from like the sky, and you just see a ref, because it was a big, like it was an entrance, man. Like if you're walking, it's a good 1 minute before you get to the ring. He ran that. And you just see it from the top, sliding in the back, like you mentioned. But when you see CM Punk's face with the 2, I just saw that fucking piece of shit look on his face. Damien's face. And the
Drew's face.
Yes, Drew's face. And then after everything happened, just CM Punk like this, outside of the ring, goes like this, and then goes to hang out with the crowd. He's in Scotland. It's Drew McIntyre's
CM Punk chant in Scotland. And remember, Drew McIntyre's like, if I lose, this is gonna riot. I'm like, oh yeah, buddy. They're chanting CM Punk.
CM Punk signs, CM Punk t-shirts.
He's so good. He's so good. He's so good at what he does. We spoke about this on the last episode, by the way, which tune in, folks. It's coming out tomorrow. We spoke about this. There's 2 things that were going to happen. Either Drew was going to win and be on top of the world, or CM Punk was going to fuck him over. And now CM Punk sort of alluded to it Damian Priest alluded to it in the press conference. He's like, you know what, Drew? He needs to go back to being the Scottish psychopath, the Scottish warrior, and just focus in the ring. And there was clips released on social media showing Drew McIntyre beyond himself, just swearing at Punk, doing all that. Wade Barrett's behind it as well. It's going to be interesting where it goes from there, but this is setting up to be one hell of a feud, boys, and I am tuning in. They could take all my money if they want. I'll buy all the fucking merch, all the t-shirts. It doesn't matter. I'm in. No matter what they do, it's gold. It's right.
I'm sold already.
If you weren't sold on the Bloodline before, this is the thing. You want to know what takes over the Bloodline and the whole Roman Reigns being champion? It's this feud coming up. Tune in, folks, because you're about to see something fantastic.
I just hope that CM Punk can put up with Drew in the ring and really put on good matches, because they won't just do one match. They're going to do a couple of matches, and then the title is probably going to be come into play with them too. I have a feeling down the line. But like, this is the wrestling feuds you want to see. This is where you don't know whose side to pick till something drastic happened and you're like, oh fuck, I really got to side with Drew. I really got to side with CM Punk. Like these are the wrestling feuds, the storylines that we want to see. This is pure brilliant mind of Triple H. But I would not even say just Triple H. I would say Triple H, CM Punk, and Drew just around the table and having a conversation of where they wanted to go. Like we weren't gonna see Drew versus CM Punk. We weren't gonna see that unless Seth Rollins was out of the picture. But the build up to this is just becoming just way too fucking good. And the character that people don't like of CM Punk, but they like, is coming out. Like this is like it's kind of like I'm gonna be better than you, and I'm gonna fuck you over, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make you not win. He's doing it. He came out in the press conference after. He wasn't with donuts. And he was just being a piece of shit, saying to the people, I don't like you. I'm still gonna answer your questions. Let's have a woman ask me a question. There's too much testosterone in the room. It was just being like the arrogant piece of shit CM Punk, but he's good at it, and this is the one we like.
You can't call yourself the best in the world and not have the attitude like you're the best in the world. It's as simple as that. So now they're building this up to be the best in the world versus the baddest motherfucker in the world in Drew McIntyre. The right way to do this is to make Drew McIntyre go absolutely batshit crazy and just start murking people. That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to focus on, is just hurt people. CM Punk is going to dodge him for a while. We know he's going to dodge him for a little while. Drew's going to get pissed at it, and he's going to start taking heads. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Keep building that story up until they have a match, and then it's going to be all hell breaks loose. That's what we want to see.
Exactly. So look, I can't wait for Raw. I can't wait for SmackDown. It's in Chicago. I can't wait for all this shit. I can't wait to see what's going to happen for the next couple of months.
Let's tune in to see if Priest is actually hurt. Hopefully,
torn ACL.
I know he's not going to watch this, but I'm just going to say, hey, hopefully you're feeling good. Hopefully you're cleared. Hopefully you don't have anything serious, and hopefully you could just take a week, because that looked pretty nasty. So I don't wish anything bad on anyone. And even at the end of the match, we saw Priest and McIntyre so like exchanging words after he pinned him. I think there was a little bit of a brotherly love that was shared there in terms of like, hey man, thanks for having my back out there. I know Priest went out and talked shit in the press conference after, but I think in that ring at that moment, it was all love. I think it was definitely all love. But hopefully Priest is okay. And I think Priest, even injured, I think he put up a hell of a fight too.
Man,
I think
of a fight. It was crazy what he was doing.
Priest is very underrated.
He has a torn ACL, guaranteed, or a torn
hamstring or something.
Something's torn. He can't, dude. He couldn't put pressure. He couldn't climb the ropes. There's something torn. He probably will have to give up the belt, or something's gonna happen. Like,
I hope not. I hope
not either. But he was injured, man. So, or maybe he's gonna take off a month and be back for SummerSlam. I don't know what's gonna happen, but man,
Maybe.
that was nice. He
Yeah.
proved to me last night that he could be in that ring, man. So
Absolutely.
what do you think is gonna happen? What are we seeing at SummerSlam?
Trap. What do you think?
SummerSlam. I don't even know. We got to make it through Money in the Bank first. So that's first. But one thing I think I do see at SummerSlam is LA Knight getting that title off of Logan Paul. I see that happening at SummerSlam. That's the only thing I see so far.
Hey, champ.
It's
That was a
time.
fucking
It's
great
time.
segment.
Yeah,
That was great.
That was,
That was
yeah.
great.
It's time. It's time. LA Knight is that he like after Cody Rhodes, almost the most over with the crowd is LA Knight. You
There's no
gotta
one
put
better
him
on the
on.
mic.
Right.
In
No
WWE
one.
right now, there's no one better on the mic. There's no one
LA
that
Knight.
looks like he lives and breathes this
Mhm.
cocky attitude bullshit.
Mhm.
Like LA Knight is LA Knight. He's no one else.
Yeah.
He's not Max Dupree running Maximum Models.
Right.
He's LA Knight.
Right. He's LA.
He's
Right.
LA Knight. That whole segment,
Yo,
he was
Vince
way too
McMahon
comfortable
is
doing
crazy.
it. It's amazing. LA Knight needs to win. This guy deserves
Yeah.
it. He's been putting in
Mhm.
the work. Like Trap says, please give him the belt. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's do it. Logan Paul is a great
It's
wrestler.
time.
Nothing
Yeah.
against him, but we
Right.
need to have a trash talker on the mic for a while.
Who's
It's time.
who's winning Money in the Bank?
Jey Uso. I feel like they're gonna put him in there. They're gonna let him win.
As much as I don't want to see it, it's either Jay that's gonna win, or there's nobody really else that's gonna win
That's
the
what I'm
Money in the
saying. It's Jey Uso.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be
on the
Jey
girl
Uso
side, and
or
on the girl,
Finn
or
Balor.
I was gonna say that if he's in there, yeah.
I'd like to see it, and then
And
he
on the
just turns
girl
into the
side,
demon.
is either gonna be I want to say Naomi. It's time to give her the glow Money in the Bank, or either Tiffany Stratton. Those are my two Money in the Bank picks.
I could see that happening, either or.
Yeah.
I think if we think Logan Paul is going to lose,
Mhm.
I think I might throw him as a dark horse in there.
Money in the Bank winner.
I think so. I mean,
Mm.
could be interesting. Shows up last minute, hurts someone. Like he fights in the beginning, loses, then he just sort of shows up, punches someone in the face, and then just shows up and like cleans up. Could be. But at the same time, I think it depends what WWE goes now in terms of pushing their stories, right? They could do something with Braun Breaker. They could bring in Andrade. They could bring in Bobby Lashley back. They could be bringing in the Street Profits. There's a whole bunch they have a really talented roster. It's just how you tell your stories going forward.
Right.
So I think right now, to Trap's point, they ran a vignette during the pay-per-view of Jey Uso, like a 2-minute vignette on Jey Uso. And normally, why would you do that if not to push him for more?
It's true. Huh?
Yeah.
The problem is that he's got 3 moves.
Right. That's the problem.
That's the problem. It's sort of, it gets a little convoluted whenever you start running promos like that. We haven't seen Jimmy Uso in a while too.
Right.
So it really depends what they put up in the match. We're going to start seeing the qualifying matches tomorrow. So we're going to see who the WWE wants to start pushing forward. I think if the WWE is smart, I think the first match tomorrow, Otis versus Chad Gable. Otis has held that Money in the Bank championship before.
Fucking terrible. Do you see how long it took him to climb the ladder?
Dude. He's, he's not your size, Steven. Like, you give him a chance. He's got to get up there.
The Money in the Bank. I want to be in the Money in the Bank. Okay.
Sure.
I'd probably be the best.
Sure. You need to do a frog splash off the top.
Right.
I would love to do it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Boys.
What do you guys want to see, by the way, tomorrow for Raw?
What do I want to see?
I want to see Drew McIntyre if he's gonna go crazy. I want to see that definitely. That's really what I want to see. I want to see Io Sky.
Shocking.
What else? That's about it on Raw.
I want to see. I want to see what's gonna happen with Drew, but I also want to see what's gonna happen with I'm just intrigued with Braun Breaker. Like he just
Me too.
annihilated two people that are not going to be wrestling for the next couple of months. Where's he going? I just want. Where's he going? Where's he going? I'd love to see this.
He's going to spear Sami Zayn in half.
Oh boy,
That's what
that
he
could
wants.
be. Oh, please. There ain't no way Sami Zayn is getting away from that.
When is Jacob Fatu debuting?
Oh,
They keep
probably at
talking
Money
about
in the
him.
Bank or at
Jacob
SummerSlam.
Fatu.
Yeah, one of those things.
Jacob Fatu versus Braun Breaker.
No, that makes no sense for the storyline.
No, it doesn't. But I'm just saying, as a
Yeah,
match.
it could be a good match. Derek, what do you want to see?
I want to see the WWE not make a mistake like they did last year, which is just focusing on the bloodline sort of storyline. I want right now we know what the main storyline of 2024 is going to be. We know it's going to be Drew and Punk. That's what they're building. But I want to see the WWE slowly but surely starting to set up more moving pieces. So that way we're invested in the 2 nights at WrestleMania. That's what I want to see. I want to start seeing the little innuendos. You know, I want to see Otis get rid of Chad Gable or Chad Gable get rid of Otis. I want to start seeing that. I want to see where they go with Otis on a babyface push. Yeah, I want to see where they go with
Chad
Braun Breaker.
I
want to see Andrade.
Yeah. Three brothers. I want to see that too.
Yeah, Andrade is just on X now.
Up there.
Yeah, but we need to start seeing Triple H start like manipulating other puzzle pieces and seeing what sticks and start building the storylines from there. Because they put up a lot of pay-per-views, but a lot of pay-per-views, the stories sort of get pushed last minutes. I want to see stories start building to SummerSlam and beyond SummerSlam. Like they did it, you know, the Randy Orton looking at the belt. That's not right now, but we know it's something that's coming. I want to see something like that, but for other people, for either the tag team championships or the IC or the United States. I want to start seeing these little things start moving. That's what I want to see.
Let's see what happens. I mean, Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam. It's going to be good. It's going to be good wrestling.
Do y'all have Apple TV?
Yes.
Do y'all watch a show called Dark Matter?
No, what is that? Seems interesting.
Good. It's so good. It comes on weekly. Right now it's sci-fi. It just started. It's 7 episodes, but it's so good. So basically, it's like a chemist. So he builds some kind of thing that takes him into. Takes him in between dimensions. So he's himself in one world, but he doesn't remember, and then he's himself in the alternate universe, and he remembers, but he remembers from that world, but nobody remembers him. So he's like trying to figure. It's sci-fi. It's really good though. It's called Dark Matter.
Can I add something about the sci-fi?
Yeah.
I'd like to see Cody Rhodes come back with the Star Trek, with Arn Anderson and his wife with the Star Trek outfit.
Yeah.
That would be fucking crazy.
That's funny.
I thought you were going to say Stardust.
And that too, that could be fucking cool. Triple H will probably make that happen. On that note, boys, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
We'll see each other. We'll see each other very soon with all this wrestling shit happening.
Check out Dark Matter.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check. If I don't fall asleep like I fall asleep throughout, I've been trying to watch.
It's really good.
I've been trying to watch Mayor of Kingstown, whatever the hell it's called.
Oh, I love that. That's on there too. It's so good too.
Fall asleep through episode 2 all the time. I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with me. I wake up during the night. It's like on episode 7.
So you gotta watch that. That's another good one too. Mayor Kingstown.
There's just too much wrestling.
Yo, Apple TV been killing them with the original content and shows. Like it used to be HBO. It used to be HBO and Showtime, but Apple TV has been killing them with the original content as far as TV show wise.
I also have what's it called now? Peacock.
Oh yeah. Oh, finally.
Okay. Well, because I have an illegal box.
Okay, nice.
As everybody comes and just
it's legal. It's legal, folks. All is legal.
It's the legal box. The legal. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I have Peacock now, so I can watch all that shit.
Good.
Boys, thank you very much. I appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please, if you haven't already, and you watch this show and you like tuning in, please like and subscribe, and then subscribe and like. Write in the comments. Tell us what you think.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Please tell us what you think is going to happen for the next couple of months in wrestling, what you'd like to see at Money in the Bank, what you'd like to see at SummerSlam. Because, hey, this is the only place where you can get wrestling and hip hop and wrestling all in one.
That's correct. That's correct. You got to hit that bell, folks. If you know what's up, you got to hit that bell. There's no better place to be. There's no better place to be. Do it. It's right there. I know you're looking at it. Do it.
Boys, if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Like and subscribe.
And we'll be back with another great episode. And remember, folks, that is not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.